We finally got the answer to Superman versus Homelander, according to Superman director James Gunn. Before we hear his answer, I want to know from you, who would win in a fight, Superman or Homelander? In an interview with the Rolling Stone, director and writer of Superman James Gunn said that the conversation of Superman versus Homelander is the stupidest conversation to have because anybody could just write God-Man and have that character beat anybody. When you're writing characters like these to fight each other, does one mean the other is the best just because they win? James Gunn is definitely the kind of writer that probably has no interest in writing a character that can destroy you with a wink. Instead, he wanted his Superman to be less powerful than previous iterations. He didn't want a Superman that could punch through planets. Instead, he wants a Superman that is more vulnerable and is able to instill conflict within his story. We have a Superman that can be beat, is his position. And this is where I agree with him, but I'll also share my caution for this perspective with his writing. A Superman that can be beat is already intriguing to me as a Superman fan because I want to see what's thrown at him that puts him in this position where I'm thinking, hey, something might be going down right now. Without this traditional kind of conflict in a comic book story, what's the point of even telling the story? I strongly believe a good, effective story has conflict, and Superman has to go through the same thing. He isn't a god, and he isn't perfect. I think a lot of fans sometimes forget that or deeply misunderstand that about the character. Because when you really think about Superman, he can't be everywhere all at once, and he can't save everybody, but he tries. And seeing him try and overcome any obstacle is what makes this character so fascinating and inspiring. We need to see this character fall down. It humanizes him. And also, we get a moment like this where a civilian, somebody who's inspired by Superman, can act like Superman and help him up. That to me is what these stories are all about. Just think about Dragon Ball Z. Not only have we seen Yamcha like this, we've seen Goku like this, and now we're seeing Superman like this again. There is no glory without tribulation. Great storytelling will be able to display this without nerfing the character. And I think that's the only worry about this story from James Gunn, is that he nerfs Superman, which I do not think he will do. I hope he puts Superman through it and makes the audience think, can Superman overcome this? Because to me, it was always those moments in comics or Dragon Ball Z where you kind of have just a little bit of doubt for like Goku making it out with like Super Boo or Kid Boo or Janemba. And when you go on that journey and the hero overcomes it, man, there was no better feeling than that. Put Superman in an insanely conflicting situation. Maybe one where he's able to be beat. And when he overcomes it, it's just so rewarding. And just proves even more that this character is unstoppable. In The Dark Knight Rises, Batman is beaten. But you know what makes that movie so special? His recovery. His ability to be able to rise again and beat what beat him. In Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man was emotionally beaten and gave up his choice to be Spider-Man. But then bro came back and saved New York. This is why this story is a timeless classic and resonates with everybody. And it's why it's considered one of the greatest, not just comic book movies ever, movies of all time. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. James Gunn's Superman, I believe, has that potential if that's what he's going for when he says his Superman is beatable.